Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you guys are all having an excellent day today. We are going to be doing some new stuff, some old stuff, trying new things, you know, chatting a little bit about some stuff. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. So this is the look that I ended up getting. So if you would like to see how I achieved this look and chit chat with me a little bit, then please stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, so I have quite a few things here, so we're going to just get started. I'm going to jump right in with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. Usually I use my Peach and Lily Skin Serum Primer. Well, it's not even really a primer, it's a serum. But, you know, I'm going to be using this, and I'm just going to wipe that all over the skin. I used to use primers all the time, and I really don't know what made me stop. I think I just loved that Glass Skin Serum by Peach and Lily so much that I just wanted to use that all the time. But I really wanted to try this because, as you've seen in my other videos, if you've watched them, I love the Colourpop Pretty Fresh line. So I really wanted to try the primer. So since my skin is doing pretty well right now, I don't really have that many blemishes that are like super noticeable. So I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And I really like to shake this up first. You can hear my chair. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to go in with a pump and a half of this on the back of my hand. You know, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to be using my Morphe Beauty Blender to be blending this out. I love this tinted moisturizer because I've used it in some other videos that I have up, and it covers a good amount without feeling too heavy. So it's like sheer, so that you can still see your skin underneath it. So if you want more of a medium to full coverage, I wouldn't suggest this, but if you are looking for something that's gonna cover like a little bit of redness, even a little blemishes, even some blemishes that you have, I really would suggest this because it has worked so well every time that I've used it. And I will say there are times where I have blemishes and I can't use it because it doesn't cover, because it's a sheer coverage. But if you're just looking for something really light and airy, I love it and it's perfect for me. Okay, so now that the foundation is blended out, I'm actually going to be using a new concealer. As many of you know, if you've seen my other videos, I always go in with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer. I love the concealer, it's amazing. But I have heard tons of good things about the E.L.F 16-Hour Camo Concealer, so I really wanted to try that and test it out, see how I like it. It is a bit fuller coverage, I've heard, so I really want to test it out. I hopefully got the right shade, but I'm just going to put, it's a little light for me right now, but it's okay, we'll figure it out. I'm going to put it usually where I always do. So I definitely think that this is going to add some coverage, more than the tinted moisturizer did. So let's blend it out and see. Okay, so first, like right off the bat, it blends really well. Very full coverage. I think I even used like a little bit too much. Also, this shade is a little light for what I am right now, but that's fine. I'll just try to bronze it up as much as I can. But I mean, it goes very far. Like you can see how that little strips down here on my chin going very far. Adding some really good coverage. I kind of like that look recently where I'm going in with the tinted moisturizer and then adding coverage with my concealer. That's really been working for me recently. I look so ghostly. Like this concealer was a little too light for what I am. Granted, I did purchase it before I put my self tanner on, so without the slight like self tan kind of bronze, this actually might work as a good like highlighting concealer. But I will say too that this concealer does dry pretty quickly, so when you put it on you kind of want to blend it out almost immediately, because I'm sitting here like having to really work to blend out the lines where I put the concealer on. So just a little heads up for that if you do decide to try it. Something else that I'm trying new is I'm going to be contouring with liquid, which I don't do. I think I have only ever tried that like one time, but I'm going to be using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer. Perf. I got the shade Cappuccino. We'll see if it's right. I didn't know what to do or what to use because I've never really done this before, so we're testing it out together. So as I've seen many people do, just sort of carving their cheekbone where they usually would put like a powder contour as well. So I'm just going to be doing that. I'm only putting like a little tiny bit because I don't really know what to do or what to expect. I mean, I see people do this all the time, so I'm expecting it to be okay, but I also could be doing this completely wrong, so we're gonna find out together. This is what I have so far. See, first glance, like that scares me a little bit because I'm like, whew, but I just have to go with it, go with the flow. I mean, honestly, like, who knows if I'm doing this correctly? Because I don't know, but we're working it out. It's not looking too terribly bad. I mean, next to the white base of my face, because it is so light, it looks a little scary because honestly, like, this shade is a little too warm, I feel like. I mean, it could be right, but you know, who knows? Maybe like once I set it with my bronzer and I get my setting powder on and things, it'll look a little bit less scary, which is probably the case, but I think just because I've never done this before, that I'm a little out of my comfort zone, which is fine. Now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me setting powder, and I'm going to set everywhere that I put the highlighting concealer. And I've been using my Morphe Beauty Blender for all of this whole time. I don't know if you guys read, but I just finished the Cruel Prince by Holly Black for the first time. And like, I just read that series for the first time. It's my first like fae book. I don't know if I'm saying that right because I've never really been in that world, but it took me a little bit to get into it because, like I just said, I've never really read a like fae type book. But I know this is so random for me to be talking about, but it was so good. Once I got to like the last half of the first book, there's 3 books in the series. It's The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. And I read the first one. It took me about 2 weeks because I wasn't really super into it, but I was really disappointed that I wasn't like that into it because I have heard so many good things about that book. But once I got to the last half, oh my god, I was obsessed. And I went and I bought the second one, The Wicked King. I went and bought that one, read it in a whole day. It took me 1 day to read that book. It was bomb.com. And then I went and bought the third one, The Queen of Nothing, and I read it in 2 days. I just finished it today. I started it yesterday, and it was so good. So good. And I really want to read it again to like make sure that I picked up on everything because I'm sure I didn't, especially in the first one. But random, but if you guys read the Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black, is definitely bomb. I would love some more recommendations if you want to post those in the comments if you guys read any type of books like that, because I got obsessed with it. And so I'm definitely going to read it again. But if you know of anything else, I would love. I went and just reset my entire face again while I was talking about that book because, you know, just wanted to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm going to go in with my tried and true Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques. This is their blush brush, and just set my bronzer in with the contour, just to make sure that I've got that contour concealer like set and it's not gonna crease or it's not gonna do anything weird So now I'm going to set where the nose contour is with my Morphe E21 brush. This is just an angled brush. I'm going to still use that butter bronzer and just go over where I usually would contour. And I'm also wiping away the excess loose powder that is still on my face from the setting. Okay, so I'm just going to do some really fluffy brows. I'm going to be using first my Morphe brow pencil in Java, and I'm just going to take the little spoolie on the end and brush through the brow hairs. That way they're all facing in the same direction. Blase, blase, like I always do. And I have a new brow gel that I'm going to go in with. So I really want my brows to actually just stay kind of fluffy. So I'm just going to add that light line that I always do on the underneath of my brows and flick it out. I'm keeping the line away from the very front. We know, girl. And then just doing those hair-like strokes in the very front and flicking them all the way through the brows. I'm not putting the arch, like I'm not doing a line over my arch this time because I just want them to be little hair-like strokes throughout. Just really keeping these guys fluffy. We always have that one brow that's better than the other one. This one is so much better than this one. Like, I have to work at this one so much more. But they're sisters, not twins, okay? This one just looks so fluffy and like pretty. And then you got this guy over here who's like, hi, I need you to do more work. Thank you. Make this harder. Thank you. New brow gel that I've already opened, because I didn't want to have to do that right now. So I have the Maybelline BrowFast Sculpt Gel Mascara. This is the shade Medium Brown. So usually I use a clear brow gel, but this one has a tint. This is not only going to make my brow hairs look fluffier, but it's also going to deepen them a little bit more. You know, you can already see how it looks a little bit more fluffy. But I really do think that this is adding to that like fluffiness. I really like this brow gel. It's working for me. It's working. I like it a lot. So I don't want to do a whole lot on my eyes just because I really wanted to focus on like trying new things with the base. So I'm going to do something easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Morphe Debutante bronzer. I'm going to take the Morphe 518 brush. It is just a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go in with that Morphe Debutante bronzer, and I'm going to keep this in the crease, coming all the way in and then flicking it out like you're almost going to angle it like a smoked out liner, you know what I mean? So I'm going to come in deep, sort of make that like that wing shape but up here. And I like to keep this high in the crease because I feel like it does the like up and out thing for your eyes. And we love that over here on Kait Mclaine's channel, okay? We love it. And I'm just going in circular motions and windshield wiper motions, just keeping it in the crease and flaring it out into underneath my brow, okay? Okay. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I hate myself. Just kidding. And then I am going to take that bronzer and lightly smoke out my under eye. I don't want a whole lot going on under there because I want it to look natural. I decided to add some setting powder to cut my cheekbones because I don't usually do that. Sometimes I will, so I don't know if this is like trying a new thing really, because I do it sometimes, but I think it went along with what we're doing here. So after I do the bronzer, smoke it out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of highlight on my lid, okay? So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy Hightlight, which I use all the time, but I feel like this is the perfect shade of gold. It's not too gold and it's not too silver for what I'm going for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Morphe M213 brush, my teeny tiny little inner corner highlight brush, and I'm going to just go in with that, and I'm going to be putting that all over the lid. I want this to be more of like a light highlight, just a little bit of shimmer, not much at all. I don't want it to be like a blinding type highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all over my lid. And then I'm just going to take my ugly not nail done fingers and just sort of blend it out with my finger. Just making it to where it's not such a beaming bright eyelid, but that way it's not just the set concealer on my lid. I'm going to take that same highlighter and pop it right in my inner corner. And then I'm also going to be putting it underneath my brow bone. As we're focused on the eyes, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. And I've already curled my eyelashes with just the Ulta brand eyelash curler. And I'm just going to go in. I am going to do some lashes, but as for now, I'm just going to do the mascara. I love this mascara. I feel like it lifts my eyelashes so well. So just a small light layer of top mascara. I'll do the bottom afterwards, blah, blah, blah. So for my bronzer, I've already set with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but I am going to go in with that same Morphe Debutante bronzer that I used on my eyes and the Morphe Y5 contour brush. And I'm just going to lightly put that, because I've already set, I'm just going to lightly add a little bit more as your bronzer. And for blush, this is a blush that I have never tried before. This is the Milani, let's see, Baked Powder Blush in 05 Luminoso. So I've never used any Milani blushes, but I have heard that they are excellent, excellent drugstore blushes. So I'm just going to use that blush with my Morphe M405 angled blush brush. Whoa. Whew. So I tapped in that and a lot came out, got all over my leg. You didn't even see that. Oh, I was trying to make it cool. Not bad. You know, it is what it is. Fallout is fine. I don't ever, you know, usually have a problem with it. Ooh. Really pretty blush. So this is a Luminoso blush. So it looks like there's a little bit of blush highlight. It's like shimmery without being like an actual highlighter. So it sort of adds that, ooh, see that? That is really pretty. I am going to add just a little teeny tiny bit on my nose. Very, very small amount. Definitely not the same amount that I put on my cheeks, but I do add a little bit to the balls of my cheeks and going up the cheekbones. I feel like it adds a little bit of color to the center of the face without being too much. So I just kind of tap that on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Morphe Y11 brush and just wipe off the baking powder that I put on. Pretty. Ooh, stop, stop. I really love this blush color. The Milani blush color is really, really pretty. Usually I use my Maybelline Fit Me blush, but I wanted to try something new because I use the Maybelline Fit Me blush all the time. So I was like, you know what? It's time for something. It's time for a change. It's time for a change, okay? We just all need a little change in our lives. Okay, so to finish up the eyes, I'm going to do bottom mascara and I'm going to pop on some eyelashes. I'm going to be using the Lily Lashes in Miami Flare because they're the only like flare lashes that I have right now that aren't disgusting. And it's gonna kind of add to that like up and out effect. So I'm gonna put those on and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so now that lashes and bottom lashes are on, I'm going to go in with the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in, I think, yes, it's right, Silky Nude. And I'm just gonna pop that into my waterline. All right, now last thing that we have to do is highlight and lips. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy Hightlight. Don't yell at me. I know I use it all the time. Please just don't yell at me. And I'm going to go in with my Jaclyn Hill J02 brush. Ooh. Seriously, if you guys have any other recommendations of like some seriously blinding highlight, please comment that down below, because I know I use this all the time, but it's just because it's so good. So if there is something else that you guys would recommend, please let me know in the comments, because I really want to try it, okay? Thank you. All right, so now all we have to do is lips. I'm going to be using my KKW Beauty Lip Liner in Nude 05, or it's 0.05, sorry. All right, so now for lipstick, I'm going to be going in with the Clinique Even Better Pop Lipstick. I'm going to be using the shade 02 Gauzy. And it is so pretty. And I'm just keeping this in the center of the lips. Okay, and this is the finished look. My hair is much curlier than it usually is. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was a little chatty. Please, if you do try anything, I would love for you to tag me on all my social medias, which I will be putting up. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more from me. You know the whole spiel. And thank you guys so much again for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. I look so cute right now, don't I? So cute. So cute. A truck just pulled in front of my house. Hold on. Oh, okay. It went by. I'm scared. Ugh. What do I want to do, you guys? What do I want to do? I don't know if that was my chair making a weird noise, but I thought I heard someone say Kate, and I'm scared because I'm here by myself. So let's not have a ghost in here. Thank you.